It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
That song ain't that damn long.
Yeah, man, it's 46 seconds, but we're live.
Jesus.
We're on. I knew you weren't going to wait for long.
It takes forever. It's like geriatric radio or something.
Oh, shut the front, boy! You're just a bitch, and I know why. And I understand because toothaches are miserable. There's nothing like a fucking...
Yeah, they suck.
But I bought a gallon of Jack Daniels so I can rub it on my gums.
Oh, okay.
You need to get some Oragel.
Yeah,
He is going to be hammered by the end of the night.
And I took some painkillers, so...
Yeah, he's going to be about as worthless as tits on a boar hog tonight. I got to tell you. So, MJ, how you doing?
Let's on a boar hog. Wait, let's get that. Tits are tits. Who cares what they're on?
Well, well, you should, because a boar hog is the male pig.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
it doesn't do them a whole lot of good to have tits, now does it?
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, doesn't do. Don't ask. Who knows? It may be a gay pig. You never know, right?
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
So anyway, how you doing, MJ?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm going to make you feel like a pig.
Gonna make me
What?
squeal like a pig? I don't know. Oh, it's gonna be a rough night.
Oh, Lord.
We're off to a great fucking start. Okay.
Poor MJ. She's
Poor
stuck with
MJ.
these two guys.
I don't know what, and Chaz, he's not involved tonight, so it's just you coming in early tonight, MJ. But listen, I wanted to ask you, marijuana is now legal in the state of California
Yes, it is.
for recreational use.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. And
What
I'm
is it?
excited.
An ounce, right? You can have on your possession.
Yeah, you can have about an ounce in your possession. You're allowed to grow up to 6 plants on your own property for personal use.
Right.
And they have some regulations if you want to, sell it to some other, if you wanted to sell to a club.
Right.
And if you wanted to cultivate it, you have to get a license through the state.
Right.
And I have no, I'm going to bet that that's going to be lots of money.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's not going to stop the dime bag sellers. It's not going to stop them.
No, it isn't. They're still going to do their thing.
But you know what? I'd rather buy my weed from a dispensary because you're going to get weed. You're not going to get something laced with something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And not
right.
just that, though, but the dispensaries, they give better deals.
Right.
Yeah.
I've gone to a pot shop and they give you we've got specials today. You can get a $20 bag of weed for $10.
Right.
No dealer is going to give you that deal unless you're best friends with the dealer.
Right, exactly. And I don't even
You
get
know
that
what
from
I
my
mean?
best friend, so-called
Uh,
best
fuck
friend.
no.
Right.
All my
Hell,
friends'
fucking
best friends are dealers, and none of them give me that fucking.
No, you
No,
don't get
so
a fucking
I'm all
deal.
for going to the pot club, and I can't wait. I'm just trying to figure out, when can I do it? Where can I go right now in California to go buy marijuana, not from a black market dealer, but from a legitimate place? Where are these places, and are they going to start
Well,
popping
there is
up?
dispensaries in California because California was legal long ago for
Right, for
medicinal
medicinal purposes.
Right. So
Does that mean that they're going to sell to the general public now? How's it going to work?
I think so.
Well, I think so,
so.
and it's also going to be, they're going to legalize tea houses and clubs, tea clubs.
I am so down with that. I am
Where it's safe to go smoke. It's like Colorado. It's safe to go smoke there. And a lot of restaurants are going to start popping up that infuse marijuana into the food. There's going
Yeah.
to be just like in Colorado. There's several restaurants there that have food that's infused with marijuana with cannabis.
Oh my God! If they
You
do
know,
that, I
we're
will
going to
be
stop
at
calling
every
it
single one of
marijuana on
those.
this show. We're going to
I will
start calling
be
it
at every
cannabis.
one of those freaking restaurants.
We need
Well,
to
you know
stop
what?
calling it marijuana. We need to say that's a Mexican name. But
Cannabis?
is cannabis a Mexican name or is it
No,
marijuana?
cannabis
Why
is
does
the
it matter?
cannabis is the given name to it.
Well, why does it
Can-
matter if we say marijuana or cannabis? Who cares if it's Mexican or not? It's
Well,
marijuana, it's Mary Jane, it's cannabis,
Mary
it's
Jane's Mexican too.
ganja. They call it
Ganja.
ganja in Jamaica, man.
Yeah, Jamaica man. Yeah, yeah.
Dope,
So,
pot,
do you
weed,
think that the Republicans are going to turn this upside down, or is it too late, MJ?
It's
Are
too
the
late.
Republicans going to turn it upside down? You mean the Democrats? Because
The
the
Republicans
Republicans won.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
Right,
they're-
but what I mean is, we all know that the Republican
Oh,
Party.
no.
is-
They're not going to overturn this. No, because we've already voted and they can't. And I
Right.
think most Republicans voted yes for it, including Mr. Trump himself.
yes.
Yeah.
I think he was smoking a fatty actually with somebody celebrating his presidential.
You think
Like-
he gets high? You think our new president
Yeah,
gets
I
high?
think he gets
Here it is.
stoned.
You heard it here first on KGFRocks.com on the
I
Conjugal
think
Visit.
Mr. Trump gets stoned. He has.
Why not? Our current one does too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everybody gets stoned. and if
Everybody
you're not
must
open
get
about it,
stoned.
you're undercover.
Well, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's too late. I think I think it's just a growing thing now. Massachusetts now
No.
has it for recreational use. Maine has
Oregon.
it for Oregon, Washington, California, and Nevada of all places. You know, Nevada used to be a zero tolerance state. If
Yeah.
you got busted with weed, you could serve 5 to 10 years in prison just as a
I think-
user.
I think, in my opinion, what's going to happen is the rest of the states are going to follow, and the whole entire United States is going to be legal for marijuana.
Well,
And
isn't there a
marijuana is
mandate?
going to be the new thing. It's going to be the new oil.
Yeah.
It's going to make America rich,
And it's also going to make America healthier.
and
Well,
that too.
Well, not only that, what it is with the crisis with oil, there's proven facts that the hemp plant can create fuel, and
It can.
so that's originally why it was outlawed, because the Rockefellers were like, whoa, what do you mean you can make fuel out of this?
Yeah.
And they were in politics. They were senators and congressmen and whatever, and they pushed it to make everybody believe it was a mentally thing, made you a fucking zombie, and it was no good, and they outlawed it.
Yep.
So it was legal up until that time. I don't remember the 20s.
1930.
Was it 30? Yeah.
Yeah, it was 1930 that it became illegal, and it's such bullshit because it can. Marijuana, you can make fuel out of it. You can make paper out of it.
Rope.
You can rope. You can make clothes out of it. You can make so many things out of it. And you know what? It would protect the trees. If the more marijuana we grew and used for paper and clothes and things like that, we wouldn't have to kill the trees. The trees that don't carry marijuana. Just the
I would
real
love-
There's already a market. I was looking online and I was looking for money when it comes to marijuana, and there's already several growers that are gonna grow THC-less. It doesn't have any THC value whatsoever in it. They're going to start growing hemp, and ropes are going to begin to start made. Canvas is going to start to be made by cannabis.
Good.
Clothing is going to be made by cannabis. So there's a whole industry besides getting high that can be utilized.
For
I
real.
I want to seriously wipe my ass with marijuana paper.
With marijuana paper. Yep, sounds
It would
good
probably
to me.
feel good. I mean, even for people that aren't interested in smoking marijuana or consuming it, it's really good in tinctures if you infuse it with alcohol. It is
Yeah.
so good for your, muscle pain.
Right.
So,
Right.
there's so many uses for it.
Well,
Not just
isn't there a
smoking
new?
it.
Isn't there a brand new patch out, an epidural patch that people are using for pain now, with infused with THC marijuana?
I think so, yeah.
And you just put it on your arm instead of smoking it. Because some people, let's face it, some people can't smoke marijuana. because
No,
they
some
have
no, they can't.
lung defects. They got OCPD, or they have lung cancer.
You mean
They,
COPD?
COPD. They have emphysema, and they can't smoke it. So how are they going to do it? They
Believe
sound
it or
like
not,
me.
believe it or not, there's people who are actually allergic to marijuana.
Well, I'm sure
If they
there are.
smoke it,
It's
they
organic.
get sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's more or less they're allergic to the THC because there's new products out now that are like they call them the Keurig of weed. It's this little machine where you can put these pods in, and it fucking vaporizes the marijuana.
right.
So you can just breathe in the vapor instead of the smoke. But I don't know. I think that's THC free.
Yeah.
So that's almost like drinking light beer. What the fuck? Why?
It's for the
non-alcoholic beer,
it's that's actually for the other side of THC. There's another form of THC in these plants that is prevalent that cures epilepsy and that stops the seizures.
Yes.
It's the seizures. This is like I said. It's not just to get high, folks. Marijuana is not just to get high anymore. It is being medically proven in so many different categories, and not to mention the fuel, not to mention the clothing and the fabric that can be used. I mean, Christ, we might put cotton out of business. I mean, for crying out loud.
The only thing that I'm worried about with the whole thing, especially the law in California, where it says you can grow up to 6 plants on your own, there's going to be a lot of theft going on. People's gardens.
Okay, that's one thing that I've thought about because like anybody could just walk in your backyard.
Right.
But then that's when, if you're really going to consider to grow, my advice is tighten your security. Definitely get a dog. If you're going to have to get a dog.
Just go online and get yourself one of those they call them glow box, and you get yourself one of those, and then you set it up, and then you have one plant, and you feed off of that one plant all the time.
Do you know what else you could get? You can, because Donald Trump is the president, get a gun.
Okay, first off, it doesn't matter if Donald Trump is going to be president or not. You can always buy a gun.
No, they were gonna take that law away, or they were
not going to take
yes,
that.
They
cannot.
Well,
It is part. They would have to choose
I don't think so
amendment. Then
right.
we have the right to bear arms.
I have the right to bear. Last time I bared arms, I got in trouble.
Well, we have the right to bear arms. I cannot take that away. They would have to seriously do some breaking the law.
So what'd you do? Tear your sleeves off or what? Did you tear the sleeves off your shirt? Is that what you did?
Yeah. Did
I do recommend that though. If you are going to be growing marijuana and you don't want people to steal from you, or you don't want to put yourself, definitely you should carry some kind of weapon.
Or at least grow it in your house. I think you should grow it
or
in your
grow
house.
it inside. And actually, if you do it hydroponically and inside, it might cost a little bit of money, electricity wise. But man, hydroponic weed is so yummy. Yes.
Yeah, it's so worth it.
It's very good.
Very good. And you've got new states, like I said before, Nevada, which was a zero tolerance state for so long. I know because I got busted in Nevada with marijuana, and it is a zero tolerance state, and they don't fuck around in Nevada. But they have legalized it for both medicinal and for recreational use in Nevada. And I think that is just
awesome.
Incredibly awesome. I think that is.
Well, it's everybody. The world is becoming, more liberal in a sense, but I think in some cases we're getting too liberal in some ways, and there's got to be some kind of restrictions on things. And I think I like it that, Trump and whoever wants to more or less give the states control over what they do more than the federal government. And I think that's a good idea because, say you live in Texas, and Texas is the same thing like you said with Nevada. It's a harsh reality if you get caught with marijuana in Texas, okay?
Right.
Now, 3 states, say in the future, 3 states around you made marijuana legal. Okay, if you really wanted to smoke weed that bad, you should have moved to one of them states.
Well, yeah.
Instead of breaking the law, because it is a law in that state, just like it is here in New York. I can get arrested for it. Well, they decriminalize it in New York, but it's not legal. It's just fines and that. But medically, it's legal here, but not recreationally. But no state around me, except for Massachusetts, does it. But if I lived close to a state that had it legal, I would probably move there.
You would probably move there.
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty close to one. Massachusetts just legalized it.
Yeah, but the fucking New England Patriots are there. I could never go there.
Well, Connecticut's another state that legalized it, and so is Maine. Maine
Yeah,
legalized
Maine
it.
was on the yes.
Maine's a
Florida
weird
legalized
one.
it too.
New York, for as liberal as New York is, I don't know why they haven't got on the bandwagon and legalized marijuana.
It's New York's governor. New York's liberal state, but Governor Cuomo is not. And
Is that it?
he's the one that
Blocked it.
here's another law in California that just got passed, and this one really interests me because I'm a soda drinker. Okay, and in California, and I think another state, they legalized the sugar drink tax. So now in your state, Mary Jane, I don't know when it starts, but you have to say you get a Pepsi, and it's 12 ounces. You have to pay 12 cents tax on that now.
Right.
I thought there already was that. They had a sugar tax. You had to pay taxes on candy.
Not here, they don't. Not in New York.
Oh, okay. Well, here we do with candy, so I guess they added soda.
They did. So a 12-ounce soda is going to cost you 12 extra cents now.
That's
Oh, my
fine. Like
God.
I'm not really much of a soda drinker anymore. I'm trying to cut down on the soda.
But
to
see,
be
okay,
honest.
that's for you.
I'm
What
more
the
pissed.
fuck?
I'm more pissed off.
No,
I'm
wait,
more
wait, wait,
pissed
wait,
off
wait. Back up. Wait a
cigarette
minute. Wait. Hold on a second. Are you telling me? Are you fucking telling me that the state is going to charge you an additional 12 cents for a soda?
Well,
Yeah.
not just 12 cents.
Oh, that's revolution.
If the bottle
That's-
20, listen to this. If you buy a 24-ounce bottle, or say you get a big gulp, 64 ounces, that's 64 cents tax.
Really?
Are
Yeah.
you
So you have to
greening
pay.
me?
You have
A
to pay
penny
for
an
It's
the
a-
house.
ounce?
Penny per ounce.
Are you
Oh,
kidding
you're
me?
greening me.
No.
Oh, no way.
I won't be
No
drinking
way.
soda.
No
You know
But
what?
the
That
people of
soda's bad.
California voted on it. It wasn't like the state just came in and said, "This is what we're doing." The people of California voted it in. So if that comes to New York, I tell you what, I don't drink alcohol very much, very, very, very little. My two biggest drinks are coffee and Coca-Cola. Yeah, Coca-Cola is bad for you, but I fucking like it. I don't want to be drinking
Since
a quarter.
in moderation, it's not bad for you.
No, and I don't drink it every day, but when I get it, like everybody says, oh, because of the obesity problem in America. Well, if the parents of this current generation with all these millennial children that need fucking counseling because Trump won would just beat the shit out of their kids once or twice or discipline them a little bit, we wouldn't be in this situation, okay? You're getting fat, Johnny. Stop eating so much goddamn candy. Oh, no, it's okay. Don't say nothing to him because you'll hurt his feelings.
You know what? I wish people could
Still,
just leave
let
everyone
'em
alone.
die.
Whether you're fat,
Let-
whether you're fat, you're skinny, you're chubby, you're fucking
Let 'em
anorexic. It's your body.
All right.
And you know what? Some people can't help being too skinny or too fat. It's just in their genes.
Let
Yeah,
them
but it's-
die.
Stop saying that too. Don't wish death on anybody.
Let them. You know what? If they want to eat themselves into oblivion, to hell with them. Who gives a rat's ass? Seriously.
But that's the thing
a
about
serious
steak.
problem. That's a serious problem. Okay,
Here's the thing with the
serious
problem.
problem. When we stop giving a fuck, they'll start paying attention to what they eat.
That's what I
Well,
just
we-
said.
Like how you smoke cigarettes, right?
But that's what I'm saying,
Exactly.
Mary Jo. Fair for non-smokers and
Everything that we put in our body is bad.
everything
Well,
that you put in your body is bad. But now listen, both of you listen. Everything you put in your body is bad. Cigarettes, Coca-Cola, whatever. But that's my fucking choice to put
That's
in
what
my
I'm
body.
saying. That's my
Here's
choice.
the other point of it. I don't think that non-smokers and non-soda drinkers should fucking vote that I have to pay more for it. That's fucking
Well,
stupid.
we
Well,
just
they're
rejected.
doing. I know why they're doing it. They're doing it for the same reason they raised up cigarettes, because they want people to quit.
It's
It's not
$7.
their business.
It's
It's not-
$7 a pack in California now, isn't it?
Oh, it's gonna go up more. No, it's $7 right now. They just passed Prop 56, and now it's to adding $2 more. So now a pack of cigarettes in California is gonna be like $9.
I've been paying
Oh.
$10 in New York for 5 years. I don't even want to fucking hear you. The tax in New York
That's
for
I'm
insane.
splitting cigarettes.
Hey,
the
they
tax
just
pack
they,
of cigarettes at $6.25 in New York.
they just tried to pass a new tax on cigarettes in Missouri for 61 cents a pack. Now I pay $3.49 a pack for cigarettes.
Fuck you.
$3.49 a pack for cigarettes, and they wanted to add 61 cents, and the people of Missouri said no. Enough is enough.
Well, here's what I do. I live by a reservation, a Native American reservation, and I buy their cigarettes, their brand, which I had to get used to. But now you go to the store, you buy a carton of Marlboros. It's $100 fucking dollars.
Oh my!
You go to the Indian
$100.
reservation. Yeah, you go to the Indian reservation, you buy their version of Marlboro. It's $20. So there's $80 fucking tax on those cigarettes.
That's insane. You must be the richest state in the world.
No, that's another reason why California might be doing all this, because California is almost broke.
Right.
It's possible.
Why? What is the reason for the tax? Is it to help people who are to help pay for this? For the people who have lung cancer and heart disease and all that
no,
shit?
it ain't going for that.
It's drinking of it. They figure, oh, we're going to raise this tax item, people will quit. Even if we get 3 people to quit, okay, I guarantee you when they raise the cigarette tax $10 a pack here in New York, a few people quit. But I used to remember saying, oh shit, when cigarettes go to $5, I'm going to quit. Nope. Quit. Nope.
Yeah, you're right.
Fucking spend more money. So how is that being a good for me? Then I can't smoke anywhere. I'm like,
you know what? You're right. As long as we can afford it, we're still gonna freaking buy this damn fucking cigarette.
And it's a shame to say that. I wish, that I didn't smoke. I really fucking wish that I never started smoking.
Me too. It's the worst fucking ickiest habit I ever picked up.
Do you still smoke, MJ? Do you still smoke cigarettes?
Yeah, I still smoke cigarettes.
You do? I didn't know that. I thought you were
one
non-smoker.
right now.
I'm smoking one right now, too.
Quits every couple years,
yeah.
And he's real good for like a week.
Yeah, I go a week. I'm terrible.
To be honest with you, life is so stressful and fucked up. I don't know how honestly, cigarettes is like the thing that keeps me sane.
It wouldn't be so bad. I wouldn't feel so bad if I didn't smoke so much. If I didn't, like for tonight's show, a 2-hour show, I'm going to smoke 10 cigarettes.
Yeah,
okay, that's bad.
I'll smoke like almost 20.
Yeah, I'll smoke like I'll never be able to smoke again when I do a show.
Okay, that's bad. Like, I'll smoke like half a pack a day. So 10 cigarettes in one day.
At least, on the minimum.
Oh, on the minimum.
On a stress day, maybe 15.
Maybe 15.
I smoke 5 cigarettes before I go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
Y'all need to switch to American Spirits. It's a slow-burning cigarette. It's a little bit more expensive, but it doesn't have all those additives and stuff, and it lasts longer, and you'll smoke less.
They're a little harsh. But here's the thing that I think that is worse in society than smoking and smoking marijuana. I think
alcohol is the worst. And you don't hear of any new taxes on alcohol, do you?
No, you don't. And think about it. Everybody associates everything with drinking. You have a wedding, there's alcohol there. You have a corporate meeting, there's alcohol there.
You win the presidency of the United States, there's alcohol there.
Right. But now they tried to abolish alcohol, and that didn't work out very well. Okay, people got murdered, the St. Valentine's Day massacre, and the mafia got really rich off of when they banned alcohol. But why don't they? There's alcoholics that kill people. Why don't you tax that more and pay for the fucking people they killed? Okay.
No, I do agree. They should tax alcohol more because you're right. A lot of people get hurt by alcohol.
Right.
Oh yeah. Where drunk drivers.
A joint. The only thing I'm gonna fuck up is some hot dogs or some Raymond Pride noodles.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, it is. It used to be in the day. My dad would come home from work, and my mom was a good little housewife, and she'd make up martinis for when he got home from work, and he'd walk in the door, and the martinis would be cold and ready to go, and he would drink a couple of martinis. At the end of the day, for us today, it's put a little bit in the pipe, smoke a bowl, relax, have dinner, go to bed, and start over. I mean, that's right. That's what we've become.
You know what I think about marijuana becoming legal again, and I love this, and you'll laugh, but the people that originally but lived in this nation, our Native Americans, smoked fucking weed.
all the time.
They did.
You know, what do you think was in those peace pipes?
Marijuana.
Well,
Yeah,
a lot of that was tobacco. A lot of that was
Peyote.
peyote and other. It just depended on what they were celebrating. It depended on what kind of spirits they wanted to talk to.
Sure.
And a lot of time it was tobacco, alcohol, tobacco, and guns. Don't forget that. We kept feeding it to them until they fucking ran out of people to fight, and then the war was over. But
let me ask you this, MJ. Last week we discussed this a little bit. Me and Free Ride. Out of all the races in the United States of America, I think the Native Americans got it the worst.
They did. We took away their land.
Right, and we lied to them, killed them, raped them, whatever.
And we're still fucking them. We're still fucking them.
Why don't they teach the real history in school?
Because they don't want to admit that they're
Pilgrims
fucking assholes.
and the Indians had turkey. Maybe
That's not what happened.
no, that's not what happened. That is not what happened.
The Americans came.
They actually ate fish.
Fucking fucked their land, and then they gave all the Indians syphilis and killed them all.
Or smallpox.
And then took their land. That is what happened.
We reduced their population by half before we started the war with smallpox. And then once the smallpox did its damage and the syphilis and everything else did its damage, then they were down in population and said, oh, this is an easy grab. Let's just take this land, and we'll take this land. And it went on, and it progressed. And as we grew, we saw the future, and the future was the United States of America. And it was an unfair fight, completely unfair fight, but it civilized the world. Did you think that they were going to have Indians on horses hunting buffalo forever? No.
Well,
no, but it could have been a better place.
Hey, we brought them along for the ride.
We gave them casinos and whatever, but we are still fucking them. That whole North Dakota pipeline. They want to run that pipeline. Yes, they want to run that pipeline in their land.
Is this thing
and they want to put their water at risk.
All right. Well, let's look at the bad side of that. First, we're going to look at the bad side. Then we're going to look at the good side of that. Okay. Okay. First of all, the bad side is if there's a break, it's going to contaminate water. It's going to contaminate the land, and the people who live there are going to be fairly screwed. Okay. Yeah. And I think that's horrible. But on the good side of that, how much do you think it's going to cost the federal government to run that pipeline through their land? And how much are they going to benefit from that oil going through their land?
Well, you gotta guys both gotta read the news because Obama signed a thing saying he ain't gonna do it now. So
Obama's not gonna do it, but
he's gonna leave it. That's not.
He's gonna leave
Trump
it.
can go right in office in January.
Right.
See, that's my whole thing. It's like I kind of get both sides because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, America, we need oil. We need gas. People rely on gas and oil. So how the hell are we gonna get it? These pipelines need to exist. So you got either two options. Either let them do it or you quit using gas and oil.
That's right.
Well, no, the pipeline has to be built, and they have to come to some agreement. I don't believe. I don't know.
I think it's over money. I think they
it could be. I don't think we should just go in there.
Billions of dollars are invested in this pipeline. All the banks are investing millions of dollars in it.
Billions of dollars are going to go to these reservations. Billions of
dollars. No, they're saying it's not. They're saying it's going to go.
I don't think so. I don't think they're telling the whole story.
No, they are telling the whole story. It's not. The Americans just want to. The American government just wants.
They're going to have to rent that land. They're going to have to lease that land.
They don't want them to do it. It's not really about clean water. Okay, let's face it. It could be about clean water too. But the Native American population. It's not the Native American population that was when we first took this country.
No,
they're smart people now too, and they want to.
Educated.
They're business people, and I don't blame them if it's about clean water or money. Good for them on both ends. Either way, because they should get money if you're coming through their land. The last piece of thing that they have that you gave them, and you just want to rip through it.
And that's the thing, though, is that they don't want it there. They are protesting and they don't want it there. They're telling them to go away. I think that they should be respected.
I think we can go around.
native people itself probably don't want it, but I think the elders of the native are listening or talking, because let's face it, if you can get more money for your people, then why not do it? They're totally run independent. I mean,
well, because money is money, but what are you going to do when the water goes disgusting and the animals die?
I'm not saying
because money isn't going to help you with.
Well, I'm not saying they should build
water.
I don't think they should build it to there. I agree. But I do think we need the pipeline. See, I'm the most, let me tell you, I'm the most sympathetic person to the struggles of the native people. I really am. I even think that people like, the Washington Redskins and all that should change their name. Okay. I really do. Because it is kind of, not like the Cleveland Indians, that's different. But the Washington Redskins, that's like a derogatory name to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, they are worried about their water. I guarantee you that too. But don't you think if they could come up with some easier thing, like saying, hey, we'll give you this much money and we'll, almost guarantee you we'll do these things not to let your water get contaminated. Don't you think they'll listen and maybe let them do it?
Well, I'm all for it if they allow it. If they allow it. But if they're not allowing it, then I don't think we should mess with them.
And I agree with you on that. I absolutely do. We shouldn't. But I just still think that we need to figure it out, because a pipeline is important.
Yeah, no, it is. And I feel that instead of, there's a lot of people protesting for it, I feel like protesting isn't going to do shit. If you really want to make a difference, like I said, quit using oil and quit using gas. Ride a bicycle to work. Carpool, take a bus.
Ride a horse.
Stop. Yeah. And you know what? If you have lots of money, if you have lots of money and you want to save money, get solar panels for your roof.
We have come way too far for that.
It costs about $30,000 to get the solar panels on your roof, but you'll end up saving so much money in the long run, like in about 20 years, that it'll pay for itself.
I'll be done in 20 years. But anyway, I wanted to talk. You said the word, and I want to say it, the riots. I mean, what do we all think? Are these riots that are going on because Trump's the president? What the hell is it going to change?
Well, that's what I think. I think rioting doesn't make a difference because it's stupid. Let me go walk on the freeway and block a car. The person that's driving home from work trying to get home to their family is going to it's going to change what happened.
Right.
Like, that is just stupid to me. Secondly,
and you can protest. I'm all for it. It's your legal right to protest.
Right.
When those protests become violent like they are, that's
a problem. That's a problem. Like, what Oakland did to their city again is it's so stupid. Like, why would you tear down the place where you live?
Right.
What happened?
Well, I give it to this. I wait till the weather changes. Wait till it starts raining and getting cold, and they'll just go away.
No, they're not going to go away, and I have a feeling this is going to get worse. And in my opinion, I think that the inaugural ceremony is going to be the craziest motherfucking one that we're ever going to watch, because instead of people being quiet, he is going to have people screaming, "Not my president!" And
which they shouldn't, because that's the American people voting.
I know.
It's
going to be the craziest thing, and I'm scared. I mean, honestly, racism is really out there now because of all this. Like, I don't know.
Always been there, Mary
I know it's always been there, but for some reason, it's like some people are like, "Oh, Trump's president now, and I can go ahead and be openly racist, and I can go ahead and talk shit to anybody I want. I'm gonna talk shit to this girl on the subway and tell her that she's gonna get deported because she's speaking the wrong language." That's some fucked up shit, and she's an American citizen.
Right, and I agree with you.
That just happened on the BART station the other day.
Right.
And racism is more apparent now. Like, people are talking shit. Like, on my Facebook feed, I could see, "Oh, all you illegals, get the fuck out." And I'm thinking, "Oh, will you be applying for the job to pick my oranges and strawberries while you're telling everybody to get the fuck out?"
That was just a racist comment, by the way. But anyways.
That was. But it's true. The majority of the people that pick your vegetables and your fruits are Latin people. Some are undocumented, some are, but they'll do that job. And they're happy to do it.
But let me say something with the whole thing. The media is 90% of the problem of the racism in America. It's not Donald Trump. It's not Hillary Clinton. It's not the Democrats. It's the media. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, the media is horrible because they report on everything.
But they don't report like if you watch the media during the whole campaign, okay, they all they said about Donald Trump was bad things, CNN and all that. They never said anything positive about him, okay? But everything they said about Clinton was positive. They implanted in your brain already that he was a horrible
I saw a
person.
negative side from both sides. This is what I learned from the media in this election. Trump is a racist asshole who makes fun of everybody and is a bully. Hillary Clinton is a murderer who is responsible for Benghazi and did some shady shit in her emails. That's what I learned from the media. So both candidates sounded like shit to me.
So then why didn't Gary Johnson win then?
I don't know. I don't know why Trump won. You know what? I don't even know why Trump and Hillary were allowed to run in the first place.
I might have to agree with you on that.
Because they both sounded bad. And I mean, if you really put everything together, they sounded both horrible.
I think, to be honest, out of the two of them, the best man won.
Well, I think Biden should have been a candidate. I don't understand why the vice president of the United States wasn't trying to run. You know?
Yeah, he should have.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think my whole thing right now that I'm afraid of is just the hate and how we are divided right now as a nation. You've got
but the hate has been promoted. Now wait. Let me see if I can say this without offending anyone, because that's very difficult. It's very difficult to do that. Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Okay. So by using the race card, see the liberals the liberals will pull the race card anytime that their argument loses. Right. So when their argument loses, it's because the other side is racist. And I think that's terribly unfair. And I think that I think that is and then they run and hide behind racism.
But where is this proof that Donald Trump is racist? Though that's what I don't see it.
Okay, Donald Trump said Donald Trump during his campaigning said so himself that Mexicans were rapists and that they were he called them rapists, and he said a bunch of shit that they weren't good workers. What did he say?
What he said is he's going to get rid of all of the rapists and the murderers and the criminals and the organized criminals.
No, but he said all Mexicans. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
No, he did not.
He did not. No, he
so
did.
Mexican and rapists weren't in the same sentence.
Well, it may have been. He said no. He said that the Mexicans coming across the border, and he didn't just say Mexicans. He said Nicaraguans and all these criminals from Colombia.
And he said he was going to ban all Muslims.
No, he didn't say that either. He never said that.
He said
he is going to vet them.
Country.
He's going to make it harder for them to come in here, and he's going to find out where they're from, what they're doing, what they've been up to, and if they believe in the American way. That's what he said. He never said he was going to ban Muslims.
But do you see how the media misconstrued it?
No, they did it on purpose.
He called Mexicans rapists and all that bad stuff that they were drug dealers.
He never said
he was going to ban all Muslims.
He was going to take care of that situation. He was talking about those who did.
And the one thing he did do, though, there is documented freaking video of it. He made fun of a guy who was disabled with a speech impediment, reporter.
So he made
funny. And he made fun of a disabled guy. It was funny, but you know what? You don't do that when you're running for president.
Why not?
Folks, we're not going to...
It cuts off me.
Wait a minute. Let's stop right there.
Let's stop.
You don't think that like Obama or Clinton or anybody else has thought that... He just says, thought these things. Oh, my God, I'm this reporter. You don't think they thought that in their mind, okay?
I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty dick thing to think.
Okay, he's the only
if you're going to talk shit to someone, at least, I don't know, find something else. But don't make fun of someone because of something that they can't help. Like, that's fucked up.
I'm not
I
sticking
think
up
we've
for
beaten it to death. I think we've really beaten it to death. And we have a guest tonight. And I don't want to turn his head. I don't want people turning us off. I don't want people turning us off.
The bottom line is this, is that Donald Trump, and I actually like this about him. See, I will say this. He says what he thinks.
Yeah.
He doesn't, he has no filter. Mr.
Yeah.
Trump has no filter. He says what he wants, does what he wants.
Yeah.
And that's what got America on his side. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's real. And if he wants to be a fucking jerk, then so be it.
I'll tell you that. He said that he has to take $1 for pay each year that he's president, and that's all he's taken.
Yep.
The rest stays at the Treasury. He's not taking a dime for this.
Well,
He's
we'll
not
see. And we'll see if he can handle the job, because I mean,
I
don't
think
know.
he
I
can.
don't think
He's off
he
to a good
knows
start.
what he's. I don't think he knows what he's getting himself into, because
Oh,
it's more
yeah,
than
I saw
he's
that
dealing
look
with
too.
America.
I saw the look on his face as well.
He looks scared. He looks-
No. I think that look was generally like, oh my God, I can't
believe this.
I
The look
did
on
this.
I think he was
No,
in shock.
that look was
I
a
think,
pure, like, oh my God. Like,
I think he was
I'm
in
the
shock.
fucking president. Yeah,
Well,
and
yeah, I think he was.
he was in
I don't know.
shock.
I
He
think
wasn't
he's
like,
scared.
I can't do this.
And
Because
so
I'll
was
tell
the
you
rest
what,
of America.
he's a tough businessman. He's not a little sissy. He's going to, like, sit there and cower down from people. He's going to stand up for what he believes in, and hopefully what he believes in will help us,
I agree with that.
Okay,
But at
folks.
the end of the day, I will say this, though. At the end of the day, though, I really do believe that everybody needs to stand united, give him a chance.
Give him a chance.
And we need to practice love and peace, be good to each other.
Yeah.
And,
all we're saying is give peace a chance.
That's
give
it.
peace a chance and respect each other. Don't be mean, and don't be
Don't be
mean to other
mean.
people because of what their race is or disability or color or whatever. You guys got to be cool with each other.
That's right.
And
That's
what
right.
makes America great. It starts with you. So be
Thank
good to
you,
each other.
MJ. Awesome. Well, listen, I'm gonna do a Martinez guitar song right now.
Okay, why don't you do that?
I'm gonna actually get off this call, but it was nice, talking to you guys.
Well, it was always fun, like always. And you have a good evening, my dear. And
You do too.
burn a fatty for me. And,
I will.
And you have
She
a
just
good
said
evening.
stop picking on people.
Burn a fatty for me. And you have a good evening, darling. We're going to get Martinez guitars. Lyndon Sickmeier right after this. KGFRocks.com.
All right, you guys have a good one, and I will.
Whiskey woman, why you treat me so mean? Whiskey woman, why you treat me so mean? I'm going back to New Orleans, that's where I wanna be. Whiskey woman, think Scotch whiskey all night. Whiskey woman, you drink that brew all night. I have to laugh to myself when people ask me why you're smiling all the time. Whiskey woman, I saw your death face last night. I was watching the moon, and I saw your death face last night. whiskey woman, don't you treat me so mean. Yeah, whiskey woman, don't you treat me so mean. Yeah. You don't care about nothing, that's the way you'll always be.
All right, Mr. Lyndon Sickmeier. Mars Needs Guitars. Lyndon, how you doing, buddy?
No, doing great, man.
Good, good. Always good to hear you,
Yeah.
man. Always good to hear your stuff. You know, we play your music all the time on the station, man.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard Brian do a triple play of us the other day.
Yeah?
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, old Wild Bill Hill. Oh, Wild Bill Hill.
Yeah,
He's one of a kind. Matter of fact, he's talking about maybe coming back to St. Louis. Maybe we can hook it up to maybe me and him could come to one of your shows and we can come check you guys out. It's been a while since I seen you. I think it was last November or so. The last time I seen you over there at the 10 Pin.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
About a year ago. So
Yep.
how's
The
things
10
going?
pin, is that a bowling alley?
No, isn't it right next door?
No, it's not a bowling alley.
It's not a bowling alley.
No, it's a bar that's been there for about 60 years. They have live music like three nights a week there.
Well,
so.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small establishment. Things don't start kicking in there until about 2 a.m., don't they? When the bars.
Yeah, that's a late one. We usually play there, and we usually start around 10 and usually go to almost 3 o'clock there. So it's kind of a late club.
Yeah, they don't get busy until after the bars in Missouri close. And
What time did the bars there close?
Well, Missouri it's 1 o'clock, and Illinois it's 3, or some of them stay up until 6.
It's 2 in Alton. It's 2 o'clock on Friday nights and 3 o'clock on Saturday nights for most bars.
Yeah, in Buffalo, it's 4 o'clock every night.
Yeah,
4 o'clock in the fucking morning. They get, and then they open it. Then they open up at 6.
So, yes, most of us do. Yeah. It's in New York. There's a 2-hour law. You got to be closed for 2 hours. So most of them open to 4, clean up for 2 hours. You know, like the bar that I had, I used to own part of a bar. It was near the Ford plant, and I used to get all there 24 hours. You know, so they would open up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. They're coming in to eat dinner,
Right?
Because the overnight shift. So I mean, here party when I used to book bands, I didn't have the band start till almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, that's when people went out. But, you know, the scenes are different everywhere. I mean, and in New York, too. Like, I went to another county in New York, and the bars closed at 2. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and you don't realize that it's different all over the country.
It's totally different in a lot of places. The 1 o'clock law in Missouri has been around for a long time. And when you think back, the blue law in Missouri, you couldn't buy alcohol in Missouri on Sunday. Couldn't buy it. You had to buy it at a restaurant. They call it packaged liquor, and you could only buy beer and wine on Sunday.
Now, do you guys have like beer in your gas stations and grocery stores?
Oh yeah,
yeah, we do too.
Yeah, we do now.
Yeah,
we do now.
Yeah,
but in Missouri,
in Illinois, you can't buy alcohol on Sunday until like after noon.
After 12,
That's here in New York too.
Yeah, that's pretty much everywhere. They want everybody to have a chance to go to church. They don't want a bunch of drunkies.
I guess so.
Yeah, and if you can't get your beer on Saturday, then to hell with you. You know what good are you? You're not doing us any good. So,
but the places around here don't go by that law during Buffalo Bills season. Yeah. They'll sell it all day.
Lyndon, you're not a beer drinker, are you?
I might indulge in a Budweiser from time to time. You know.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's just casual beer drinking. Do you have a favorite whiskey? Do you have a favorite whiskey or?
I kind of like. I'm kind of partial to Fireball myself. You know,
Fireball, nice.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels is mine, I guess. And tonight, that's Guido's favorite. Is Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Guido's got a toothache, and he's been sucking on a bottle of Jack Daniels most of the evening.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
huge
Table
fucking
saying, yeah.
bottle too, man. It's it's good shit, though, man.
so what have you got going on there, man? I understand you did a reunited. Who did you reunite with? Who was that you were?
Yeah, it was my '90s group, the Demented Penguins, and we did a show in St. Charles at a Redfish Bluefish
Nice.
on September. We played there September 7th, and it was great, man. We had all 7 members of the original band, were there. We had both drummers, both keyboard players, and
Nice.
it was really cool because like when we were playing out, there was never more than 5 people in the band at a time, but we brought everybody in that had ever been in the band, and
Right.
did the reunion thing. So
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Not a lot of rock bands doing the reunion thing lately. And when you can get together with the older guys that you were with a long time ago, it kind of helps to refresh what you've got new going on, right? I mean, does that help
right,
you?
uh-huh.
Does
Yeah.
that help you go forward and help you to produce more music for your for Martha's guitars?
Well, there's a couple of the guys. Well, the keyboard, one of the keyboard players for Demented Penguins was the original keyboard player for Mars Needs Guitars, a guy named J.P. Snell. He's been coming out and doing a lot of shows with me lately. He don't play on every show, but he's been doing several. And then the drummer, the original drummer for Demented Penguins was a guy named Rick Barnes. And my other drummer, Brad, had to go in for a surgery like in mid-September, so I brought in Rick to do some filling in, for some shows and stuff. Well, he was with me about 6 weeks, and Brad decided he was going to drop out. So I already had Rick there, so he's the Mars Needs Guitars drummer now. So
Nice,
cool.
Very cool. And I understand you guys are in the studio now. Is this the same studio you were in for your last album?
Well, I'll tell you, we went up and about the Mason. Most of the basic tracks were done up in Mason City, Illinois, at my friend Jim Nigra's studio. He's moving down to Florissant now, so he's setting up a studio over there, and in a couple of weeks I'm going over and we're gonna try to finish up some of these tracks we have in the can. We've got a lot of material, and some of it's done and some of it's half done, and I'm probably doing some background vocals or overdubs on some of the stuff, and but
Cool. Are you guys going to
probably.
Are you guys going to do any cover songs on this album?
Yeah, there's two. We're doing 2 covers on the. We'll be on the new one, and one of them is the old Donovan song, "Season of the Witch."
Oh,
We
cool.
do a really kind of jammed out version of it. We kind of stretched it out a little bit and trade off some leads and stuff, and then we're also doing a song called "Snake Farm" by Ray Wiley Hubbard, which is a great Texas. I guess he's considered outlaw country songwriter, but he writes some great stuff. I seen him at off Broadway, about a year ago, and we're doing "Snake Farm" on there too, which is it's a little kind of like a little swampy groove tune kind of thing,
That's cool. That's cool.
So do you like? I know you obviously like doing your own music, but do you like doing covers sometimes? I mean, in your own version, do you change them? Do you make them your own?
Yeah, I like to. A lot of the times when I do cover tunes, I don't copy them. I basically I like to reinterpret them, kind of do my own arrangements of stuff, and change it up a little bit. We do a version of "Hey Joe" by Jimi Hendrix, and I got this intro worked out where it does like the partial riff that comes in the middle of the song. We have it happen at the top, and then we have drum fills going on in between. It kind of starts off with like a little bit of a drum feature, and then it goes into the song. So I like to change songs up like that.
And that's good. I mean, sometimes I love covers. I also like when I hear a band do a song, I'll be like, find out they didn't write it, but I didn't know who did it originally. Then I listened to the original and I'm like, holy fuck, how comes I never heard this song before? So I think covers are important for especially mainstream bands to do, just so that you could connect the past with the present, and keep it going.
Exactly. Uh-huh. And we do covers that, we do a lot of stuff that really you don't really hear a lot of other bands do. We do stuff like when we pull out a cover, it's going to be something maybe White Room by the Cream, or we do the entire Abraxas version of Black Magic Woman with like extended solos and stuff like that a lot of bands don't do. So. But,
a lot of bands just don't there's difference between doing a cover and being a tribute band. I mean, a cover should be
right.
in your own style, like you said, arrangement. You don't have to go avant-garde on it and be like change the song completely, but add your flair to it. I think Free Ride is gone now.
No, Free Ride's here. I mute for a second when I'm trying to find interesting things to talk about, and I didn't want to breathe into the mic while you guys were talking. But Lyndon, as far as what's the makeup of the band now? What is your makeup on the band now? Who's in the band?
We basically brought in a new rhythm section this fall. I had like I say, my drummer Brad. He went out for surgery and decided he wanted to take a break from it, and so it's like Rick Barnes, which was a drummer I worked with in Demented Penguins, and we also had a recording project called Interaction in the '90s, and just a phenomenal drummer. And he's on drums now, and I brought in a guy I worked with in the '90s by the name of Bucky Buckler. He's the bass guitarist, and we do some shows. We do quite a few shows actually as a trio. And then my son Nathan comes in and does some shows with us. He's a multi-instrumentalist. He comes in, he brings in electric violin, and he also plays keys, and he's also a hell of a guitarist himself. And he also plays trumpet, so he wears a lot of hats. And then we have a original keyboard player of the band, J.P. Snell. He's been coming out and doing a lot of shows with us on keyboard. He played with us this weekend. We played out a bar called Wigglers in Holiday Shores, and he came out and played with us. And then we were down at we did a trio show down at Shea, Maryland, like last night. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that must
have
been
we're basically a core, or basically a core trio, and then we bring other players in and out with us to play. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. It's good that you get good musicians that can just jump right in without too much time.
Right. Uh-huh.
Well, you are basically a jam band, right? I mean, almost like I don't want to say it because I don't want to stereotype you, but almost like the Dead did for the longest time. I mean, you all get together, you stand on the carpet, you stand out there and you rock and roll and you jam. Got a chance to see you when you were out there in Illinois in Grafton, I guess it was, for the music festival out there with Eddie with Eddie Money, and man, that was a great show. That was something.
Yeah,
else.
that was fun, man. It was a fun day. Yeah.
That was a fun day, and it was hot as hell too, man. It was a hot day.
And Eddie Money's not looking too.
No, he had his kids with him that night. I found that to be rather strange, if you ask me. I mean, but hey, listen, he supports his kids, and I think that's pretty cool. They went out there and they jammed for a while, and then Eddie Money came out and jammed.
I was there all day. We were like the opening act. I think we came on about 1.
Right.
And I can't remember who the second band was. Then they had Devin Allman was the third band, and he was their band was phenomenal. That was probably my favorite band of all the groups that played all day long. Those guys just really knocked me out,
Devin Allman was something else. He's pretty good. And then what was it? Shooting Star.
Shooting Star followed, and they were pretty hot. They were tight. And just pretty amazing band.
Yeah, they know how to rock.
So by the time they were done, I was getting kind of, it was like it was getting close to 8 o'clock and stuff, and I'd been there since noon. So I kind of, yeah, I actually left before Eddie Money came on, so I didn't hear him. So
Well, see, you missed your 2 tickets to paradise. Damn it.
Two
Yeah, I
tickets
guess so.
to paradise. You were gone by the time Eddie Money came on. I think we were leaving when
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
on. When he came on the stage, I said, "I'm done. I'm pretty much
Yeah.
fried to a crackly crunch." We had fun though. It was a lot of fun. Those
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
things,
Yeah.
a lot of fun. But when you guys, are you guys going to do anything a little bit different next year? Are you guys going to try and escape the Granite City area, or you got anything in mind you'd like? Where would you like to play this summer? Next summer?
I don't know. You know, I'm wide open. I always like to do something new venues, and
Yeah.
it'd be great if we could, maybe do some booking out of town. I mean, some
Right.
places we haven't been before. I mean, we're basically do. Right now, we're basically in the Illinois, Missouri metro area mostly.
Mm-hmm.
We go up north and do some shows, but mostly the St. Louis area and the surrounding 100 to 150 miles or whatever. So
Yeah,
but,
cool.
yeah, we're
Very cool. Oh, well, when you look at the I know you don't. When you look at the political landscape of what's going on today, I don't think this is going to have any bearing on music, other than the fact that Miley Cyrus is going to leave the country.
yeah. Is she bailing? Is she?
Yeah, I think she's bailing. I think there's a few of them. I think they all said that when they thought that
Yeah,
Hillary
yeah.
was going to win.
Yeah.
The Justice Ginsburg said she would resign if Trump won. I haven't seen it.
Good. See you later. Bye bye. Yeah, one less I have to worry about. But they have it has an impact on if the economy improves. You're going to see bigger crowds at bars. You're going to see You're going to see more album sales. If the economy does improve, I mean, it's not terrible. All right, we're not starving to death here by any means. But if it relaxes a little bit, where the economy gets better, that's actually good for the music industry, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if it happens,
Yeah, if it happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one can only hope, right?
I gotta say, our president-elect kind of scares me a little bit.
Does he?
Yeah. I don't know. He just seems kind of like a loose cannon. Don't know really what's
Right.
going to happen next with this guy. I hope he does. I hope he does some of the stuff he says, but some of the stuff he says, I think, is like totally off the fucking wall. Pardon me for the F word there, but
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
the wall project seems like nuts as fuck to me.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he was.
I heard an estimate it's going to cost like $30 billion or some kind of shit to even
Right.
That's crazy, man.
Well, the president of Mexico wants to sit down with him and talk about it because he wants to help with it. He wants the wall too.
Now, the first thing I've heard. Now, this is just a rumor, but I've heard that Melania Trump's first job in the White House is to go find moose and squirrel. Do you think that she'll be able to find moose and squirrel?
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, people. I thought that was hilarious. I saw that on Facebook. I had to bring that up. That's hilarious. I find moose and
Good one.
squirrel.
Yeah, it was some British publication. I can't think of which one it was. I seen it online the other day. Was showing some pretty hot pictures of her on me.
Yeah, she's pretty
with,
hot, man. She's pretty sexy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, so what she did, like nudes before and everything. That she was from a third world country. She had no clue she was going to be the first lady one day.
No,
Oh yeah, and it don't bother me a bit.
Right.
It's like, but, I guess maybe some people it worries them, but I don't know.
I don't think that I really don't think it's going to make a difference. I don't think that anyone has anything to be afraid of. This government is pretty strong. We have all survived the Obama administration, come good or come bad. Okay, and
Yeah, and the Bush administration.
and the Bush administration. We keep surviving. We even survived the
Yes.
Kennedy assassination. This country is resilient. It's strong, and they've got some checks and balances in our government that a lot of governments don't have. And at this point,
Right.
everybody's scared to death that there's going to be some type of a revolution, and there already has been a revolution. A lot of people are saying enough is enough. And we need to, a lot of people have said that it's time to, take care of Americans. You can bring the refugees over when you solve our problems. And sometimes you gotta go with the good with the bad. But back to the music thing. Back to the music, because I don't want to get political. I hate getting political on this show. Back to the music thing. This new stuff that's coming out now. How many tracks do you think you're going to be able to fit on this new CD?
It's going to be a double CD. It's going to be a double. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
So
Excellent.
we when we started recording, we were basically recorded for 3 days straight. I mean, for 12 hours a day. I had just a ton of material that we'd been working on, and I even brought in some new things that we actually just worked up and did have some pretty hot first and second takes on. So we'll be on there, and I would say there's easily going to be 30 tracks between the two CDs.
30 tracks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we're going to have a lot of material to have to put in. Once we get to your new album, it's definitely going to go into our rotation. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to play Dark Design, and we'll be right back with Lyndon Sickmeier right after this. This is KGFRocks.com, and you're listening to The Conjugal Visit. Trademark design. Bow, bow. Yeah, rock and roll, baby. I even know the fucking.
Why do they need guitars? Do we know?
What's that?
What's that?
Why does Mars need guitars?
Well, if you think about it, there's probably really none there.
True.
But before they get guitars, they probably need to get an atmosphere first, so you can actually hear the guitars.
Yeah, that would actually work. Yeah,
that would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe one day. You think one day we'll play on Mars or go to Mars? You think it's possible that we go to another?
Sure. Yeah.
planet
I think it's not only possible. I think it's probably inevitable.
Yeah. Do you think Major Tom should be the first rock song played on Mars?
What song?
Major Tom.
Major Tom.
David Bowie.
That'd be a good one. Yeah. or maybe something by us, huh?
Maybe Mars needs guitars. Yeah.
The lizard people come to get us.
Yeah. So let me ask you. You told me, you confided in me and told me you played with Robin Trower one time. When was that?
I was in a group called the Band, BANNED, and we opened up for Robin Trower at the old Mississippi Nights in St. Louis.
Oh,
it
nice.
was in the 1999. Yeah.
1999.
So we did a lot of opening stuff over there. Yeah.
Well, when did Mississippi Nights close?
I'm not sure. It wasn't too long after that. Yeah. They had a lot of. Yeah, I loved playing there. That was a really nice venue. I mean, the acoustics were good in there, and
right.
It was a cool place.
It was a cool place. Wasn't there something dubious happened there that shut the doors? I think they got busted or something. The owners got busted or something. I don't know. It was something silly, or they just went out of business. But anyway, so you played with Robin Trower, man. What was that like? I mean, did you get the chance to talk with him?
It was awesome, man. We came out and we basically did an all original show except for the very first song for the opening song. I came out and did Voodoo Child, and that went over real well.
Cool.
People were digging the shit out of that.
You're right.
And I seen him walking in, and he had bodyguards with him and stuff. So I walked up and shook his hand and told him I was been a long time fan, and as soon as I shook his hand, like the bodyguards grabbed me and pulled me back like I was going to attack him or something. It was just weird.
Yeah.
I was like, don't touch Mr. Trower.
Yeah, don't touch Mr. Trower. Right.
Yeah.
Give me an idea. What would be the ideal opening for Mars Needs Guitars? Who would be the best band to open for ever?
Well, I tell you what, the one that would do it for me would be Jeff Beck.
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to be on the same bill as Jeff Beck, because he's I think he's the guy, man. I don't think there's anybody alive better than him.
Right. He is something else. That's for sure. And his riffs are second to none. I mean, it's all natural to him, isn't it? And it's as far as the band that you would never open for, who would that be?
The Backstreet
Boys. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'd, if it was a, I can't see turning down anything. Really, I mean, I'll tell you what, who I wouldn't open for. Okay, the first one that comes to mind would probably be ABBA.
Dancing Queen.
I would so open up for that.
Oh, you'd be up for that?
It'd have to be 70s ABBA though, because now they're old.
Look! I got free tickets to ABBA. Are they even in existence anymore? Are they even around?
They don't really need to be in existence, because they had hit albums in the 70s and 80s when people actually made money, and
they were like a major financial success, and I never did get it, and and they actually put them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that really blew my mind, and they have nothing to do with rock and roll, and there's a lot of groups. There's not I won't say a lot, but there's been several artists that got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that I'm scratching my head and thinking, what the hell does this artist have to do with rock and roll?
Besides It's the first 5 years of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. That's when it stopped being about rock and roll.
Uh-huh.
I mean, in the beginning they were, doing Elvis Presley and the Stones and the Beatles and all this, and then I think they started running out of people, so they just started, doing other things. Like last year, the first rap group got in there. What the hell is the name of their band? Eazy-E. What the heck's the name? NWA. Okay, they got into the Hall of Fame. A rap band. Maybe you should change the name to the Music Hall of Fame.
That's my thinking.
Yeah. I mean, or I'll start a new one for and keep that one for rock. Because NWA has nothing to do with rock and roll.
Right.
No, they don't.
I think they have a music museum, don't they? You would think.
They have what?
They have all music.
No, they don't.
No? Huh.
No, the only Hall of Fame there is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, that it's ran by Jan Wenner, who is the publisher of Rolling Stone, and he's very, like when Kiss didn't get in forever, he wouldn't let them in. They had to have a fan vote to put them in,
Right.
Same thing with Black Sabbath not being in. Why the fuck wasn't Black Sabbath in forever? I mean, there's many bands right now that are not in. Like, fortunately, I think Ronnie James Dio should be in before NWA.
Yeah.
Well,
there's several.
That's another guy. That's another guy I opened up for.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I opened up for Dio down at Pops in
Pops
in the late '90s.
Wow, that's cool. I'd love to open that one.
Pops has some really good bands coming in, don't they? I mean, they get some good bands sometimes.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, definitely do. And now last night, overnight, Leon Russell passed away. What are your thoughts?
That. Wow, yeah.
What are your thoughts on Leon Russell? I mean, he had a bad turn there for a while, but then he did an album with Elton John and kind of redeemed himself. Music takes a toll on you, man. And hell, he was only 74, but he looked like he was 80 for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great artist. A great artist, just an amazing songwriter and vocal stylist. You could, his lyrics, his words, I thought were always really insightful and to the point. And he was a classic, man.
Totally a classic.
Yeah,
he was, and he also did other things too. He owned Shelter Records, which was a semi-successful record label in the late '70s. They had people like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on their label, and other bands. So he did a lot in the music community too, and he was also an in-session musician. People don't realize he started off as Joe Cocker's band for the live album.
I knew he was a session player.
Yeah, and he did he was the band leader of Joe Cocker's that one album, Mad Dog. Was it Mad Dogs and Englishmen or something like that? Or no, not that one. The live one he did, the Grease Paint Band or something.
He helped produce Live Dogs and Englishmen, I guess it is.
He was the band director for Mad Dogs and Englishmen. That was like the big double live album that. With the Joe Cocker put out, and they did like a big tour with all kinds of people, Rita Coolidge and all kinds of people.
Yeah. So I mean, he was a cool looking dude back in the '70s too, with his big top hat, and his gnarly beard and all that. But he was also his voice, his vocal ability was different.
He was I would consider him a vocal stylist. He had totally his own. He didn't sound like anybody else, and nobody else sounded like him. He's just you always knew it was Leon Russell when you heard his voice.
Sure,
definitely recognize his voice right away.
And it's a sad loss. I mean, anytime you lose, but it's kind of bad, and it sucks that people forgot about Leon for a long time until now he passed away. Now people are going to listen to his music again and all this. Just don't stop listening.
Don't stop listening. Yeah.
That comeback record he did with Elton John, I thought was really good, and I thought it was really cool that Elton John, Elton John kind of found out that Leon Russell was kind of down on his circumstances, and man gave him a grand piano and shit, and brought him in and produced the recording, and I thought that was really cool of him.
Yeah,
he
didn't
was
have
obviously
to do
one
that.
of Elton John's heroes.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a handout; it was a helping out.
Well, he also helped with Honky Tonk Chateau, and he was also on a couple of other albums. Yellow Brick Road he helped with. He was a session player, and he would go into the studio and do different licks and stuff for him. And I think he helped to expand those albums to what they were. There's no question about it. His contribution did help, and he is in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
as he should be,
deservedly so.
As he should be. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a great artist, and he definitely will be missed, as will all the other artists we've lost this year, for crying out loud. So we've lost
just
a few.
within the last few days. We also Leonard Cohen also passed away.
That's right.
Yeah, Leonard Cohen passed away. Is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
He's not really rock.
Yeah. Well, have you? If I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard any of the later albums he did? His voice just got amazing.
Oh, he was great. No doubt about it. Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, and his lyrics were, second to none. Another guy that just, amazing lyricist. And
definitely.
I think they said
he definitely was.
He was 82.
And he did. He was very influential. He inspired a lot of people, and he wasn't just one of those flash in the pan type people. His music and his legacy lived a long time, and it will keep living on, I believe.
And he didn't even really start out to be a pop star or he wanted to be a poet. He published like 2 books of poetry, before any of his music ever, got recorded or came out, So that was basically the words is where he started from,
Right, and the poet thing, that's what Jim Morrison wanted to be too, and he ended up being very successful. So let's get back to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You get the inductees this year, or the nominees, I should say, are kind of big and wow. Okay, the first 3 nominees are Bad Brains, Shaka Khan, and Chic in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay. Bad Brains, I can see.
Yes, I can.
Shaka Khan's not. I don't know. She's not really rock. More like a
R&B-ish.
Pop maybe, funk. She's got a great voice. But I don't know if I would consider that rock. But and Chic, I'm really not very familiar with.
Right. Well, it gets better. They're a disco band. Then there's the next 3 are Depeche Mode, ELO, and the Jay Giles Band. Arguments for yes on all 3 of them, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think all 3 of those deserve to go as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It gets better. Jane's Addiction, Joan Baez, and Janet Jackson.
Joan Baez, yes, because she was folk rock, and she was the beginnings of classic rock. And Jane's Addiction, no.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I think
you say no?
Yeah, I think yes.
You think yes?
I think.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
they're.
think yes. I think they're. Their stuff. Just on the strength of Dave Navarro's guitar alone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they got
right.
Underrated guitar player. Underrated guitar player.
Well, I don't know that they're a great band. Don't get me wrong. They're a great band, and they're good at rock. They're a good rock band. But are they ready yet? Have they been? Has it been that long?
Oh my God! Yeah, they came out like '84.
It has to be like. Doesn't it have to be like 25 years?
25 years from your very first release.
Okay. All right. Well, then maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong on that one.
All right. Here's the next 3. I say, well, these are weird. Joe Tex, Journey, and Kraftwerk. Journey is going to get in because of the fame, but they should have been nominated for their pre-fame stuff. Their jazzy type stuff and
right. Songs like "Of a Lifetime."
Yeah, my favorite lineup of Journey was before Steve Perry joined.
Right.
Mine too.
They started off as basically players from Carlos Santana's original band. Greg Rowley and Neil Schon and
they were.
Ainsley Dunbar on drums.
Okay.
That would be a great reunion there. That would be
now
a great reunion.
The next three, I say all are going to get in, or all should be in. MC5, Pearl Jam, and Steppenwolf.
Awesome. Yes. MC5 was the the first rock concert I ever seen in my life was the MC5. They played right here in Godfrey, Illinois.
Really?
And they played at a college, Lewis and Clark College campus, Hathaway Hall, and man, I'd never seen anything like that. That's where I first had my first encounter with tinnitus. They were incredibly loud.
Your ears were ringing, were they?
Oh yeah.
And now
That was right around.
Go ahead.
They were doing. It was right not long after the Kick Out the Jams live album had came out, and they did a lot of stuff off that. So yeah.
Well, here's
Heavy
the
band live.
final four: the Cars, the Zombies, Yes, and Tupac Shakur.
What's the last one?
Tupac, the rapper.
Tupac.
No.
Not
Tupac has nothing to do with rock and roll.
I agree. Now, I think Yes, and even the Zombies should be considered, and maybe even the Cars.
I think they all should be considered. I'm surprised Yes isn't already in there. Wow,
No,
that
they're not.
amazes me that they're not.
That's like I
wow.
said. There's bands in there that
There's
are not
a
even
lot.
rock, and Yes is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and they formed progressive rock. They made adult contemporary rock what it was. Them, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Asia, Kansas. All those bands that were in that era belong in the Hall of Fame. They do belong.
I agree.
Yes, definitely.
Did Deep Purple ever make it in? I know they were nominated. I think
they did last year.
They did last year.
That's good. Another well-deserved.
Overdue.
Well-deserved. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Way overdue.
Because I think Deep Purple, they were inducted this past year. I think Deep Purple, to me, is more iconic in rock than maybe even Led Zeppelin was to me, because they were so different and just so, like, Richie Blackmore is a great guitar player that nobody gives credit to. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, an amazing player. Yeah.
Right. He doesn't just play neoclassical, that style that came out in the 80s. He was playing that shit before those kids even knew what it was.
He was the first one to incorporate, to my knowledge, and I've listened to a lot of players, and he was the first one, to my knowledge, to incorporate that classical style into rock leads.
And he did it well. And he did it.
Go
ahead.
He was a huge influence on Yngwie Malmsteen. I know that.
And as he should be. And and the other band that surprised me that just got in with it a few years is Black Sabbath. I mean, it probably had more to do with creating heavy metal than any other band.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you can create a whole genre of music, you should be in the Hall of Fame. They are now, but it took forever.
Yep.
It wasn't
I remember when the first Black Sabbath album came out. People, the critics were just they were aghast. They call it sneeringly called it riff rock or it was like they had never heard anything like it. So it was heavy. It was hard and heavy and kind of dark, and it actually got slammed quite a bit by the critics, and the people who were listening to it, like the first time I heard it, I thought it was like one of the most amazing things I'd ever heard.
Yeah, and Tony's riffing ability is some of the best. Some of the best. I mean, the riffs that he comes up with in those early albums are still some of the best heavy metal riffs I've ever heard.
Yeah, my favorite Black Sabbath album is probably the very first one. I just love that one, the way the songs kind of track into each other and stuff, and then Tony rips off into a lead, and then it goes right into a song. That's that was, I always thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, they were definitely innovative, and they were definitely, I think, ahead of their time. And what great career! I mean, it launched the Madman Ozzy to heights. Ozzy is like he's always going to be known. He's going to be one of those stars and performers that in 50 years from now, people are still going to know who Ozzy is.
Mm-hmm. Well, they'll definitely do that. No question about that. I don't know how you can escape it.
Speaking of Ozzy, I seen one of his one of his best known guitar players, Zach Wild. I seen him at the last spring at the Experience Hendrix concert in St. Louis, and man, he came out and just burned it out. Man, I mean, there was so many good players on that show. It was like, Eric Johnson and Dweezil Zappa and just, player after player, Johnny Lang, Buddy Guy. But when Zach Wild came out, they had like the show in two sessions. They did like a long session with a bunch of different players, and they took an intermission. And Zach Wild came out right before the intermission. He was the last of the first set to play, and he came out and he just walked on stage, burned up his guitar soloing for like 5 minutes, and then they went into manic depression and just tore it up. And then after that, he did a version of like a 10-minute version of Little Wing where he walked the aisle of a Fox Theater all the way down one aisle, back up all the way down the other aisle. He was like playing guitar behind his back and just tearing it up, and the crowd just going crazy. It was a hell of a show.
That's my favorite guitar player, Zach Wild. In my top three, when he joined Ozzy, I was like, wow, because you know why? I think it's because in the first album he was on with Ozzy, No Rest for the Wicked, they kind of went back. He has that Black Sabbath sound, that dark and raunchy riffing, and I loved it, and I love everything he does. His solo stuff, his Pride and Glory, his Black Label Society. He's just, but now he's almost killed himself with drinking. He's got liver problems and all kind. He can't drink no more, and he messed himself up. He used to drink a lot, I guess. I never knew that. And I guess, when you're with Ozzy, what else do you do?
You drink.
He's a versatile player too. What amazed me, his first appearance that night on the Experience Hendrix show was as the piano player. He came out and played piano with Eric Johnson when Eric Johnson did his version of Hendrix's "Are You Experienced?" So
I think if I'm not mistaken, my favorite guitar player of all time might have been on that bill. Was Steve Vai on that bill?
Vai was not on that bill.
Oh,
no, he wasn't on that one. Yeah,
that would have been great because
I think every year they have a different group of players, but he wasn't on there. But Vai is one of my top favorite players.
Yeah, I think he was on one of those had experienced Hendrix. I think he might have been on the year before but I did see that. But you know what? The thing I like about him is that he just plays, and it's like he doesn't even look like he's trying. He just plays. Yeah. And he's effortlessly fluid. I saw him the first time on Crossroads. Is that where you got into him first, or the movie Crossroads?
No, actually, I think I heard him first on. He was playing with Zappa.
Right.
I heard him on probably on Zappa Records was the first time I ever heard Steve Vai.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's he played on a few Zappa albums. Actually, Zappa, when Steve Vai was 19 years old and he auditioned for the band, Zappa was like, "What does this 19-year-old kid trying to do?" So he gave him a piece of music to transcribe that was almost impossible, and Steve went and 25 minutes later came and had it all transcribed, and he's like, "You're in." Because it wasn't just a player.
Frank called him. Frank used to write these. He would write out some pretty incredible guitar parts and give them to Steve, and he called Steve his stunt guitarist.
Right.
His stunt guitarist, nice.
Yeah.
But he did. And Steve Vai was a student of music. He went to Berkeley and everything, and he doesn't just know how to play guitar. He knows what every note's supposed to do, and it's just like you get a different style. But then again, I like those raunchy guitar players too that don't have tons of technical ability. I don't think there's any true right, wrong, best, or whatever guitarist.
Right.
It's all about feeling, anyways. So we all have our favorites, but can you honestly say who the greatest guitar player of all time is? And you can to your what you like, and you'll say Jeff Beck, but can we prove that? You know what I mean? There's no way.
Yeah. There's some amazing players out. I'll tell you another guy that, man, when he played, it just kind of get a tingle on top of my head, and I was like, that's Gary Moore. What a badass he was on guitar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And, and you're right, Guido. Most everybody has their own preference as to who the greatest guitar player. Could you imagine had Jimi Hendrix lived 20 years longer or 30 years longer, where he would have gone and what his music would have done? Would he have just? Do you think he might have just faded away and been done with it all? He seemed.
I don't think so. It was his. I don't think he would have faded away. I mean, it was his music was his heart. You know, he would have continued. He was kind of heading in a jazz fusion direction when he died. He'd a couple of shows with Roland Kirk, the sax player, and you know he was talking about doing some stuff with Miles Davis actually. So I think he was kind of moving in a jazzy direction. You know, he wanted to, and of course, and he got bummed out because when you go out to play his shows, a lot of times he tried to present new material, and of course, the crowd's always hollering for the hits. Of course, they want to hear.
Right.
My favorite Hendrix thing ever is Band of Gypsies. I love Band of Gypsies. I think. Oh man,
I tell you what, that solo he does with Band of Gypsies on Machine Gun is like untouchable.
Definitely,
that's just amazing, man.
It's just the whole album, even with Buddy Miles singing and everything, and I don't think he did a better album, in my opinion, and I think that's how he needed to be seen. You could buy a Jimi Hendrix album, but the prize was going to see him live.
Yeah, I think going to see him live would have been totally the shit. No question about it.
Yeah, the original drummer for Mars Needs Guitars was a guy named Otis Pilger, and I'd known him since high school. But man, he was telling me he had actually got a chance. He had seen Jimi Hendrix and the Doors live.
Wow.
Before, so I was like, man,
wow,
dude, you're lucky.
He got me beat.
Yeah. The Doors are probably the first band for me that got me listening to rock and roll, and then the band that broke it through was Kiss for me. But I think the Doors were the first band that I really liked in the rock genre.
To be
Doors,
amazed. Yeah, go ahead, Lyndon.
I was just going to say the Doors. For me, they were like a transformational experience for me when I was like a young teenager when I heard the Doors, and it's just to this day they're probably my favorite rock band of all time.
Wow, that's cool.
I love the Doors.
I think my inspiration for rock and to get actually into was Humble Pie, and I think when Humble Pie, the first time I saw Humble Pie, it was like I said, are these guys for real? And then I got to see them on their farewell with Peter Frampton, and this was for Casey's birthday party at the Fox Theater, and
wow,
they played with Montrose, and let's see, who was it? Montrose, Humble Pie, and Foghat, and it went in Montrose, Foghat, I think, yeah, and Humble Pie. And Humble Pie came out, and they started jamming, and they played, and they played, and they played, and they did their show, and then they came out for an encore, and then they left, and then came back for another encore. They turned on the house lights, and nobody would leave. The place was packed. They played until about 1 a.m., and it was just one of the most amazing shows that I had ever seen. It was truly amazing.
That'll never happen now. 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Shows are over at 10:30, 11 o'clock anyway. But back then, I mean, when they played past 11 o'clock, you knew it was a good show, and you got your money's worth. Hell, it was only 95 cents. So
that's incredible, man. For those three bands you mentioned, they're all like amazing.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
I mean, it was Sammy Hagar opening up for him. I'm sorry, I take it back. I take it all back. It was Montrose, Wishbone Ash, and Humble Pie. And it was the greatest show I had ever seen ever. The original lineup for Wishbone Ash, that's what turned me on to rock and roll. That was the concert. That was the show.
Yeah.
So
my parents bought in '77 Elvis tickets for $10.
$10 to see Elvis Presley.
Yeah, and he died before the tour happened, so they never got to go. So Yeah, they turned their tickets back in and got their $20 back. But I wish they would have kept them. You know,
Yeah, they should have kept them. They'd have been worth
ticket
something.
for a concert that never happened. You know, that'd be cool.
It would have been worth $20.
But can you imagine Elvis, $10, and
Wow.
he would should fucking be like almost $200 for a ticket now.
Led Zeppelin at the Checker Dome for $7.50.
Yeah,
Wow.
$7.
Yeah.
The floor was $14.
yeah.
The floor was
I re-
$14, and I couldn't
I
afford
remember
that.
my dad going to Leonard Skinner in the '70s, and it was like $5.
$5.
You know, and like it's crazy. In $5, they were making money. You know, they $5 a head, whatever they got off at $2-3. You know, now
Yep.
you can't go to a concert for $5.
No, it's $50 or higher. It's a C
Yeah,
note
you
to
said-
sit. Yeah, it's a C note to sit in the lawn. I mean,
Well,
it's $100 just to go to the show, and those aren't good seats. And the good seats are going to run you about $500 for the show. I know that what's his name? The guy from Pink Floyd is here. What's his name?
Roger Waters.
Roger Waters is going to do a show in St. Louis, and I think the lowest price ticket there is going to be $250.
And that's not even Pink Floyd. That's Roger Waters.
That's just Roger Waters.
Wow.
$250 a person.
$250.
Dude, that's
Damn.
the cheapest seats. That is the
That's
cheapest seats.
steep, man. Wow.
And it's already sold out. So I'm left out, man. I'm left out.
Yeah.
I want all these artists to know that I don't like the idea of being left out. You know, I'll buy your album. You know, I'll buy your album if you.
But
give me a
that's
cheap
it. You just
ticket.
hit the nail right on the head. Nobody's buying records no more. You know,
No, they're not
deal.
buying the albums.
And so these bands, you know, need to make their money off of touring. But see, here's the thing that I don't get.
But it's
is,
the love of music, isn't it?
But I've always, that when you make. When I always heard that you don't make much money off of the record anyways, that all your money comes from the tour merchandise. So what's the big deal now?
Well,
Why are
that
these tickets
depends.
going up?
Probably depends on what kind of deal you have.
Right.
You know, struck with your record company. You know, I mean, if the production costs are over the top going in, you have a lot of money to pay back. You know, with what the record makes. But you know, I don't. So I don't know. I know any kind of physical media, you know, sales like CDs or you know, even some vinyl, which is kind of making a little bit of a comeback. And I'm sure sales are way down from people, you know, downloading and people don't buy full albums hardly anymore anyway.
No, they don't.
A lot of times download 2 or 3 songs or whatever, you know.
Which it kind of sucks for music in a way, because there was always those hidden gems that you would listen to and that you like them. But all right, say a modern artist today, they sell 1 million records at $15 a piece, we'll say. How much of that are they getting? What do you think? $2 an album? You know, I mean,
I don't know. It'd just be on what kind of deal they have negotiated with their with their record company.
right.
You know,
and I know it's on
That's right.
like a point system or something they call it, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, and then, you know, that's why a lot of groups are going to total self promotion, you know, control on the whole thing, and you know.
Right. I mean, they're using Facebook and what is it? They sell their stuff on YouTube. They sell their stuff all over the place. They sell their stuff.
Yes, you know, CD Baby, and there's all kinds of different sites. You can
Amazon.
you know, even iTunes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sell your music on iTunes for $1, and every time somebody plays your song, you get 25 cents, and they get the rest. And it's a hard sell, man. It's a hard sell because you know, people are just scalping the music, and it makes it hard on the musicians, and there's no control.
But here's another advantage of that, though.
They can control their own destiny.
They control their own destiny. But in years past, bands would, you know, put out albums and they'd be good, and then they're getting burnt out. So they're like, just fucking let's do this. We'll just put these shitty songs on there, and then the shitty album comes out. That doesn't happen much anymore because everybody needs to put out good music, or you're done. You know, there's too much to choose from. There's too many ways to get it. Gone are those loyal fans that just buy your album because you're that band.
Well, we've got a real lack, I think, of new rock bands. No, don't get me wrong. There's thousands of new rock bands out there, okay, but no one's hitting the big time.
Nobody hits the big time anymore, though. It's not like it was.
I think that, and that's sad. I really do think that's sad. I think we deserve better, and they've taken it completely out of the hands of the listener. Now it may be a casualty of the computer.
It's not not maybe. It is a casualty.
If you can get the formula, but if you get the formula right, couldn't you just sell the shit out of your music? I mean, seriously.
There's some bands like I think the Radiohead In Rainbows album.
Right.
They were basically when it came out, they were like letting people download it for free and give them money what they thought it was worth.
Right.
It was like people were, and they actually made money on the deal. People were downloading the album, and if they liked it, they would send them, whatever, $5 or
right.
And it was actually a pretty good promotion plan.
Right. But it's so hard to stop people from doing it because I can buy your track off of iTunes, Lyndon, and then go post it somewhere, and 10,000 people can download it before you even know it's there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So there's no way to stop people from stealing the music. Okay, so we're not going to stop them. Let's do something different. Let's give the music away for free, anyways. But then again, the record companies.
Yeah, and that's what they did. And then they said, if you like it, send a donation. Send us what you think it was worth. And they actually did pretty good with that.
And why not? I would definitely, if I liked it, throw them some bucks, I mean, that rightly so. You want, especially a band that you like, to keep recording. And if they're not making money, they're not going to record. But then again, yes, they are nowadays. Because I think with the way it's so easy, with, Pro Tools and all this stuff where you can record an album in your living room, it's not so hard. You don't need the big fucking record machine anymore. You don't need it.
No, it's somebody, a new group, say this, some group just trying to come up out of nowhere that spends $90,000 on a record is just crazy nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And
anybody can be a good producer.
Didn't Tyler? He's gone country now. He's got a country album out or something. Didn't he spend like $80,000 or $90,000 on just producing this album? Not to count all the. I was reading on Facebook.
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler. He didn't spend shit. You don't think? You think the label did it or what? I don't even know what label it was. It said something like he spent like $80,000 to produce this countrified album that he's got. And
really?
And I don't know that it's any good. I haven't heard it. Have you heard it?
I have.
I can't imagine. I really can't imagine Steven Tyler doing country.
He is.
I can't. Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He said where I grew up, we had a lot of country. I'm like, you grew up in Massachusetts. Where the hell was there country there?
Yeah. Think about that for a minute.
If you listen to the early Aerosmith, the country that was infused in that record was Britain because they were they were listening to the Yardbirds and Clapton and the early blues rockers,
the Rolling Stones, all the early blues rock. Yeah. Definitely.
Well, the Aerosmith was just a continuation of those bands. No problem that in the early days, Aerosmith could have went on tour with the Stones hand in glove, man. It would have been like a perfect fit, because they're just an extension of that band. And, in the 90s, they got more pop-oriented, but to do country, no.
Right.
I don't like it.
I don't. Yeah, he's trying to be something that he's not. Doing that, trying to latch on to the bandwagon of what might be popular now or something. I know country is so much more popular now than I think it's ever been.
Right.
But a lot of it's really, I don't know, it's just like formulaic stuff that don't really
pop
do much for me. I don't hate country, but a lot of it just doesn't. It doesn't move me. It doesn't. When I hear it, it doesn't do anything for me.
They consider country as the new pop now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because it's more popular than it ever was. But the country that I liked was like the outlaw country, like Hank Williams Jr. and Johnny Cash, and
Now there's some that stuff's still out there. I mean, there's stuff like I don't know if you're familiar with Ray Wiley Hubbard, but he's he's an amazing. If you haven't heard much of his stuff, check him out. He's amazing songwriter, amazing lyricist, and I mean, he's his big tune. He made a ton of money off of one song, and it's kind of still paying off for him. He wrote the song "Up Against the Wall," "Redneck Mother," that David Allen Coe recorded and had a big hit with. Yeah. But he's written just a ton of stuff, and you guys should check him out. He's
you had bands
he's kind of like.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I was done. Yeah. I was just talking about
I was done.
my wife and I went over to see him at Off Broadway in St. Louis about a year ago, and he just put on an amazing show. And it was just him with an acoustic guitar. He used a lot of different tunings, kind of low tunings, which kind of took the place of a bass player. They didn't have a bass player. Then he had a drummer that just kind of played a small, minimal set. Just and his son was playing lead guitar for him on a Les Paul Gold Top through an old Fender amp, and they just came out and just did a hell of a nice show.
Mm. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's it's always good when a show is good. I've been to shows though where you're just like, fuck, I just wasted my money.
Yeah. I've been there, done that a few times. I've walked out on them before, but country has gone through a transition from Southern rock into, because that's what got popular for a long time, late 90s, early 2000s. It was like Kid Rock and all these guys doing country. It was actually Southern rock is what it was for the longest time.
Uh-huh.
And then now all of a sudden it's gone pure country. From what I'm hearing, it's gone pure country. So there is a difference, and I think that's where we're going to need to leave this conversation. And Lyndon, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Wow, the time flew.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, man.
Wow.
We're already, we've got like 5 minutes left to the show, and we've taken it all the way to the brink, man. Wow, what a great conversation, man. That last session was awesome. Awesome. Had a good time talking about that stuff with you. And tell us real quick what you got coming up with the band Marcy's Guitars. What's coming up?
Next Friday night, we're going to be at the Argosy Casino in Alton. We're playing there from 9 to 12 at the Hops House. Saturday night, we're going to be at DJ's in Jerseyville, Illinois. And Thanksgiving Eve, we're going to be at the Airliner in Rosewood Heights. We're playing a Wednesday Thanksgiving Eve show there. And then in December, we're playing a Toys for Tots benefit for the Backdoorsman Motorcycle Club at their clubhouse in St. Louis. And then we're playing at the Sitting Bull down in New Baden, Illinois on Friday, December the 9th.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Lyndon. It certainly has been a pleasure, and you are certainly a friend of the Conjugal Visit, nkgfrocks.com, man.
Oh, man, thanks for having me again. It was fun, man.
Yeah, it was great. It's always great talking rock and roll, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. I'm going to let you ride, and you just you have a good evening, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday, okay? And tell the guys in the band I said hello, okay?
All right, we'll do. And as soon as I get some new tracks done, I'll send you some stuff over.
Okay, boss. I look forward to it, Lyndon. Thanks, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Wow, what a great conversation.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Man, that was, he always, he knows his music, dude. No question about it. No question about it.
He does. I know I always challenge him and test his knowledge.
Yeah, I know you do. But that was a whole lot of fun having him on. Really terrific. So, let's see. Okay, what do we got going on? Let's see. Monday, we've got, of course, Rob Boyer. We've got Diamond on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we have the boys are back. Aren't they back now? The guys
I believe
back?
so. Yep.
The podcast is back, and then we have also we have our good friend Wild Bill Hill on Thursdays and Fridays, and then we also have me on Thursday night, the chemical reaction show, where I mix classic with new rock. And then on Saturday, we have Zookeeper Bob. Now, I listened to Zookeeper Bob's show on Saturday, and it was a good fucking show, man. I really enjoyed a lot of the stuff that he played, so that was pretty cool. And then Sunday morning is the classic show with Free Ride, and it's the free brunch program is back. Thank God. I started a new job, and I'm having my weekends off. I'm having it Free Ride's way.
That's right. So,
cool.
how long are you going to be back for? Is this a temporary visit?
No, this is permanent. As long as I keep this job, it's permanent. As long as I'm not in retail, I'm back. I am back.
Oh, that's good.
I am back. As long as I can. As long as I can physically click my clicker, my mouse, as long as I can click my mouse and move music from my file to the player, we're going to have a show.
And how long can you do that for? You good still?
I'm still good. The arthritis hasn't affected my 2 fingers on my left hand, so we are golden.
Well, that's good.
So yeah. And next week on the Conjugal Visit, we've got a guest, but I'm not telling you who it is because I haven't confirmed yet. But I should know tomorrow. So
all right.
We will confirm by tomorrow, and I'll get an event. Check out our Facebook page at kgfrocks.com for all updates and upcoming shows. Got anything else for us there, Guido?
No, I'm about good.
Yeah, you probably are about good right about now. It sounds like you're fading a little bit. And
A little bit.
Yeah, I know it's tiring for you, buddy, and I know you're having a rough night. So I hope you feel better. I hope things come out of that okay. Rinse with hydrogen peroxide. Rinse real good. Get it down inside there. You probably got a piece of food down in that tooth, dude. I can almost guarantee you there's a piece of food caught between that tooth there. And
I'm enjoying the whiskey therapy, though.
You're enjoying the whiskey therapy?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like you're really enjoying it. Yeah, well, you just check out all of our DJs here at kgfrocks.com. I'm glad you all could come in. Thanks for tuning in to the Conjugal Visit. We've beaten this one to death. This is kgfrocks.com and the Conjugal Visit say, see ya.
Later.
Bye-bye. See ya.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.